This is my mark. This is my spot.
Are you ready, sir?
Are we on? What's up, my beautiful people, and welcome. Looks a little bit white, doesn't it? But there's a reason. I just want to have a little bit of a chat. I just want to get something across. Because I was having a little bit of a powwow with Gus, the man behind the magic. And I was asking him, like, what are the things when it comes to like fitness or health or lifestyle, what's the main things that nag at you? I think sometimes because I work in this industry, I've been in a long time and I've always been a certain way, I forget that other people don't think like me, maybe didn't have the same kind of lifestyle as that I did. And so to get an outside perspective would probably be a better thing, because I think I get a little bit too specific on what I think people want to know. So we're going to look a little bit broader. And what I want to cover today is where did I come from? Where did I start? How did I start? What was my lifestyle like? And what are the different things of genetics, lifestyle, food, upbringing? How do these all play in to, and create who you are or who you want to become? Do they have an effect? Are they a drawback? Are they a benefit? That's what we're going to cover today. So welcome and let's get started. My lifestyle, what was I like as a kid? As a kid, I ran, rode my bike, was involved in every single event that involved some kind of bat, ball competition. That was what I loved. I mean, I was a very physical kid. I was always wanting to be outside. I was always wanting to be doing things. I wasn't really kind of a gamer kind of, I mean, if I got it and I loved the game, I'd be obsessed with it for a week and then I'd literally put it down and probably wouldn't pick it up again for another 3 months. And I'm very much like that now. I'm playing WoW at the moment. Shh, I'm a little bit addicted. So yeah, that mentality was kind of there, but it never extended across, where I know some people kind of get obsessed with gaming and stick with it. I was still always that outside drawer of wanting to do sports. So I mean, I played football, basketball, rugby, tennis, badminton, cricket. Did I say basketball? Anything, badminton, table tennis, you name it, I've probably done it. At uni, I went on from going from rugby through to playing American football. That's where I got into Thai. That's where I got into boxing, and that progressed obviously to MMA. So these were all things that interested me. I didn't force myself into them. There was something I wanted to do. And I know a lot of you guys maybe don't feel like that, don't think like that, which is why the gym environment is kind of a safe bet for you, I suppose, because it's a contained environment that doesn't require like a sporting background to get into. If you are able to walk into a gym and you have the confidence to go in there and start learning new things in the gym, there's absolutely no reason you can't do that with anything else in your life. So the fact that you walk through a gym door on a daily basis, the fact that you got yourself there, there's drive in you to want to do something to better yourself health-wise, fitness-wise, the way you look, and don't underestimate the power that you've already created just by walking through those gym doors. I did used to be very involved with sports, so it was relatively easy for me to get a little bit obsessed about the gym, and I did get obsessed about the gym. I really did. Like, I'm not shitting with you when I said before, I used to go out with a chicken breast wrapped in tin foil in my pocket, because I genuinely believed that if I missed a 2-hour time slot, something on my body would go toodaloo. Don't laugh behind the camera, this shit, I did this.
That's fucking amazing.
I honestly believed that. That fear was there. And so there's a very fine line that you have to deal with. I remember ringing this guy who was helping me out with my training and stuff on a night out. I literally rang him up in the middle of a bar, in a mild panic I might add. I'm like, yo dude, how you doing? I was like, mate, what can I drink? I'm out on a night out, I've got to be out. It's my like graduation due, what can I have? What do you mean, what can you have? Like, drink wise, what can I have? Whatever, what do you want? Is just stay away from the sugary shit. Like I was so, like, I thought that making these minor, like, I knew what was sugary and I knew what wasn't, but I still needed him to tell me exactly what to drink, because I felt like if I made a slight error in judgment, everything go out the window. And we've come so far since my time of having to go through this. You guys can literally come, watch us learn or read and understand that's not the case. You can't make a single mistake that will derail your entire journey so far. It's just not possible. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You cannot destroy what has been built in months and years in a matter of days. And just say that to yourself every time that you go out and do something. If you feel like you've really overexerted or overindulged, you just make up for it. You pull back for a couple of days afterwards, and I promise you, you will never go backwards. The only thing that will happen is you'll stay where you are until you get back on track. That's all it is, okay? So my main point there is do not fixate and worry about the small things. It's all about the long-term journey. It's the same with drinking. If you have a couple every so often on a regular basis, it's gonna have absolutely no effect on you. You just have to be controlled in what you're doing. But I was never a big drinker. I can't really handle it. I like to get a little bit tiddly, tiddle away. Just get a little bit merry, like watching things going on. A little bit of fun. If I go a bit too far, or someone slips me something I don't know I'm drinking, you know, try this. Okay. I'm one of those that, like, when I was a kid, I used to drink pints of orange juice. Not a little sip, pints. I put it down, it'd be straight back up. But I'm like that with any kind of drink. So whether it's alcohol or not. So that's bad, because one, I can't take alcohol, and two, I drink it far too quickly. So I learnt my lesson very quick early on that I can't drink, but I like to go out and have fun with the boys and that. But I was controlled. Don't be afraid of drinking. Don't cut things out of your life because you don't need to. Alcohol is its own macro and you can control it. My one tip if you want to go out drinking is eat all your food before you go out that you need to get in, like your carbs and your fats, the main two. Then after you've been drinking, understand that alcohol becomes priority in your body. Until the alcohol is burnt or broken down and gotten rid of by the body, it is priority of digestion. It goes above food. That's why you don't want food in your system that your body can't digest whilst alcohol is still there. So if you feel the need to eat after a night out, make it a lean meat. Make it something that's not going to be able to be stored in the body, okay? So if you need to, you know, satisfy yourself with something, just order grilled chicken, okay, in a pita bread if you have to have something, yeah? Cool.
In your 20s, etc., when you're prime building muscle, how well you're going to build that muscle. I never realised that the reason people build it so well is because their teenage years set them up for it. Like I said to you, I didn't have a bottle of water till I was 23. Like, my mum used to feed me fish and chips because she worked at a chippy. I never had any fucking home cooked meals, mate, until I started going to the gym like 4 years ago. And the way you think about the world is dictated by what fuel you put in your body. I was purely running on processed carbs, fats, sugar. That was it.
Yeah.
My body never had anything that it could properly break down and even moderately feel healthy.
Yeah.
I used to think I was diabetic. But yeah, like I used to think I couldn't get out of bed. You know what I mean? Like people's achievement is winning a trophy on stage.
Yeah.
People's achievement is being at a fucking expo with 20,000 people being fucking shredded. My achievement is being able to get through a day without feeling tired.
Is this picking up what you're saying?
Yeah.
We're leaving that in. All that talk you just did then, because that's fucking cool. And we're going to no, because look where you're at now compared when you had that fucking mindset to start with. And we're literally going to roll from this. So you heard what Gus just said. That's a massive thing that a lot of people out here might be feeling, and that is very true. So well, let's cover all those topics really fast. Let's blast through it. The genetic build-up. Where was I? Okay. Yes, I was very sporty, and yes, I was like, I loved all that, and I was into my fitness. It enticed me, and yes, so easy for me to transition into it. But I was super skinny. I mean, super skinny. Like I could not put on mass at all. I could eat and eat and eat, and I wouldn't grow like I thought. But I had the potential. Still had the potential. Everybody has the same potential. Your timelines are just different. Your strategy may just differ slightly, and that is all trial and error. That is all trial and error. There's no perfect one way. That's another thing to get through. There is no perfect one way. So I learned very quickly that I decided, you know, I couldn't put on mass quick enough because again, I made unrealistic timelines. So I started eating anything in sight. And all that happened, I started putting fat on for the first time in my life. And that was the hardest thing to lose afterwards when I put it on. And that was because, again, same as you, I ate it through processed foods, I ate it through easy, quick things and stuff that was cheap. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go and buy expensive food, that's by no means the case, but what you need is a balance. And if you can put a balance in your life in everywhere, from your sleeping, to the eating, to your portion sizes, and to your training days, the moment you get those consistent, you have control. If you don't have those consistent, you don't have control, and that's probably what's going to be letting you down. We all have the same potential, but you have to tap into it, and you have to tap into it by being consistent so that you know where the errors can lie and you can change them and remove those errors from your life and then create a positive by replacing it with something that actually works. Let's talk about food. Let's talk about some of them tasty little waffle snack-a-jacky things and ice cream. You can have them. That's right, you can have them, but controlled. The worst thing you can do when you want to do something like lose weight or get in shape is to start cutting stuff out your diet in mass. The reason is there is a very, very fine line, especially if you're a type of person who's a little bit OCD or somebody who's very focused or gets very driven by something. There's a very fine line between a healthy way of living and an eating disorder. And I say this in truth because I was there. Chicken breast, tin foil, pocket. I say I'm too late. Nom 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 nom. Well, yeah. Serious? Can you imagine that fucking brain set that I had to do that? Here's the thing, okay? If you make 80% of your diet clean, we're not going to get into that argument right now. 80% of your diet healthy, colourful, micronutriently rich, balanced. Make 20% of it fun, and keep that 20% because this will make you feel better. Keep it around your times of activity, or when you're out and about, when you're walking. You know you're going to be moving. You're not just sat. Especially if you're eating something that's like a simple sugar-based. If you're moving and being energetic, your body will soak that stuff up and it'll just use it. Especially if you're in a dieting phase and a deficit. If you need to bring those in to help bulk calories because you struggle to put on like weight, or you need to get to, you know, a little over a hump, put them around your workout, even during your workout. Drink Lucozade during the workout. Right before you go into the gym, eat something really simple and fast acting. During your training, have something simple and fast acting, maybe in a liquid form. Then do the same afterwards, mixed in with something complex to keep you satisfied. That way you can pile a shitload of calories all around your workout, really reduce the probability of putting on fat or being inconsistent in terms of how you look in a mirror, because your body's gonna use it to get the pump, to keep your energy flowing. And just again, it's a nice thing to do. It's like a treat. You're creating a real nice positive between training and food. And you know, if you're in a dieting phase, again, try and have some simple things around or in your workout. That's going to help keep you energized. It's going to help you keep a pump, which is going to make you feel better about yourself when you look in the mirror. On to the final point, and that is time and timelines and being realistic with them. So here it is. Life isn't fair. We're all different. Some people get in shape quicker. Some people, it takes longer. It's tough shit, because what the person next to you has or does or is doing really doesn't matter to you, because it has no effect on your life. You have to concentrate on yourself and set realistic timelines and goals in line with how your body progresses. Now, you will get better over time and things will come faster, especially muscle memory and things like that. If you ever have time away and come back, it comes back quicker, 100%. But understand, we're all individuals. It takes different timelines. I'm going to give you a real broad base of time for gaining and losing weight now, so that you can at least have a realistic aspect, because I think that has been kind of bastardized in the industry with all these stupid 30-day things that go on and around, and they are just not long term. You can do a lot of things in the short term. You can lose a lot of weight in the short term, but it is not a long-term solution. Okay, so when you're thinking about really dieting to make a change and really get rid of stubborn fat, you are looking at around about a good 20 weeks, sometimes a little bit more. Now that is not, don't think about this as being in a diet phase for 20 weeks, that'd be hell. That is bringing your food down slowly over time, only as necessary, because what you concentrate on is activity levels going up to create weight loss. Okay, the only time you pull food is when activity is at a max and you don't want to do any more, then you start pulling food. So it's a real slow decline down. The last few weeks are a bit of a grind, but you get clever with your food and your volume and portion sizes, you'll be good. But 20 weeks, that's honestly, that's what I used to do for shows. It was super easy in comparison to trying to do it in like 8 to 10, which is what most people say. It's just ridiculous. Gaining, this one's gonna, you're gonna dislike me for this. Years. This is the truth. I have been training and doing this for over 15 years. Anybody you look, even August, over a decade of training. All of us have been doing this since we were like 15 years old, maybe a little bit younger. We've been doing something. That has an effect. Now, don't get me wrong, I looked good 10 years ago, and I haven't really changed in a massive amount in that time. But what has happened is the detail and the ability of my body to sustain the way it looks over time has improved massively. I can take a lot of time off and not really change. And that's because that muscle is ingrained now. It's there for pretty much life, because I've built it, I've developed it, I've maintained it for a long period of time. So it's not going anywhere in a short period of time. And that's a big thing about gaining, is to understand that, you know, putting on a lot of fat and water and mess, it's not real size, it's not muscle, it's not real gain. That will drop off as quickly as it goes on. And you have to understand the body can only lay down muscle in a long period of time. And so 12 months for big change, well, let's say this, okay, let's break it down. So 6 months for noticeable change, 12 months for big change, 2 to 3 to 5 years for solid, life-changing, not going anywhere. So realistic timelines and understanding that nobody, absolutely nobody is impervious to losing weight or getting in shape. Absolutely nobody. All these people that witter on, and I shout at the TV so much. That's one thing I could say, is try not to watch so much of these TV shows, man, because there's a lot of TV and news and everything like that is it's so biased, and it will, no matter what you think when you're watching it, you think, I know this is shit, I know this is shit. It sticks in there whether you know it or not. So try to avoid the bullshit. Like, it drives me potty when people go and go, I've tried all this, nothing works, blah blah blah.
I used to think the cling film would work.
Oh yeah, all these. There is no quick route. There's no quick route. Even all you people now that are going to apply on with like drug nonsense and all that, like that, number one, is not worth it. It's not worth it. It's going to affect your heart. It's going to affect you as a human being in terms of your life expectancy and your personality. Not worth it. Let's not, no, okay? So in the reality of it, there is no quick fix. There's no quick fix. And gastric bands and all this, they've been given out to people as a solution to a problem that can be solved by simply changing someone's mechanisms and mentality. But we want quick fixes, and that's the problem. That's why all these things have come about. But now people believe that that's the only way, and it's absolutely not. Nobody is impervious to change, but you have to have the consistency. You have to not lie to yourself, and you have to be true, like all the time. Don't sit there and say, you know, and deny that you've eaten something or done something you shouldn't or skipped out on a session. Fucking own that shit. The moment you start owning it, more regularly that you start owning it, I missed that, that's my fucking problem. Next time I man up and doing that. I will not do that again. I will not make that mistake again. The more times you do that, the better and better you'll become, and the more naturally you won't go off the rails. You will stay on track. You will become better at doing it simply by habit. And that is one of the biggest things that you can change in your life, is to break the habit of negative mechanisms. And it sounds super. If I told my 18 to 20-year-old self this same sentence, I would look at me and go, shut up, you hippie. Honestly, I would, what are you talking about? But I promise you, like the video you've just seen, no, sorry, you haven't seen it, you're gonna see this one first. The video you're going to see that I filmed with Gus today is all about finding your breaking point and positive triggers. And we talk about how when you hit a wall or you hit a fail point, it's not the end, it's a point to take time, collect yourself, count and go. And that created a positive trigger. So rather than sitting there thinking I'm failing, I'd count to 3, and I know after 3 I can go and get at least 1 or 2 more. And it's just that constant positive mechanism that you're creating over time, rather than the negative, because the negative's so easy. Everything in life that's negative is easy to do. It's easy to lie on the sofa and get fat. It takes no fucking effort whatsoever. Easy to do. It's fucking hard to go out and lose weight. You know what I mean? All the things we want to do that make big changes, they're not easy. And that's why there's lower percentages of people that are successful with it. So here's the other thing is, I say this to myself all the time. This is where everybody else quits. And that makes me keep going. And say that to yourself every time. When you feel like quitting something that you know you should be doing, say, this is where every other fucker quits. I will not be average. I will not quit like everybody else. And you keep drilling these things into your head. You keep having these little sayings that pop up every time a negative comes into your life. I promise you, it will help. Right, I think that's long enough. I think you've put up with me for long enough. Well done if you stayed to the end of the video. I hope that's cleared up a lot of the kind of bigger questions that might have been nagging you. I know I was in exactly the same place as a lot of you were. I had those same questions, and I hope this has maybe made you go, huh, okay. And giving you a bit of a realistic view on the subject, a little bit of life, and yeah, just that is the main thing. Realistic views. They will bode well for you. They will take you further than any of these quick fix nonsense things. A realistic view and a realistic goal set. That is all for this one. This was a simple truth video. Don't forget, guys, let's keep rocking and rolling. Hit that notification bell. Bell.
The bell is on that side.
Ding ding.
And the like is there.
Bell here, like here. Just go pow pow. Hit them both. And we'll be back with these each week, and as alongside the new dedicated series. So we shall see ya in the next video. Lex out.
I am back and I'm even better. Wow.